So I wanted to talk about, again, refurbished computers. I know I've touched on it before in previous videos, and I've touched on it in some previous articles that I've written. But I'm a fan in particular situations of refurbished computers. I'm also a fan, don't get me wrong, of brand new computers, and we certainly throw out a lot more new computers than we do refurbished. But the feedback I'd seen online around refurbished computers was quite negative. So I just wanted to go for this real world example of a refurbished laptop and why it met the requirements and why it was a good idea for this particular solution. So the particular solution I'm talking about is for me. This is my actual Windows laptop, which I'm going to go through with you here. So my Windows laptop is a refurbished ThinkPad x240. This is it right here. I bought this about, there it is, lovely, and I'll go through the pros and the spec of this shortly. So this is my actual Windows 10 laptop. So when I'm doing my Windows based stuff, this is my device of choice. As I've touched on in previous articles, my day-to-day core operations are done via a Pixelbook, and perhaps I'll do a video about that separately. But for anything I'm doing normally, which is client-based, or if I'm going on a site visit and let's say I'm doing something networking, diagnostics, it's always my ThinkPad which comes with me. I won't go into why I do that over my Pixelbook. That's not what I'm here to do on this particular video. But yeah, so my laptop, my Windows-based laptop for doing that kind of stuff is a refurbished laptop. I bought it about 18 months ago. It's got an i5 processor, which is a few generations old because it is a refurbished laptop. At the time, it came with 4 gig of RAM and a 500 gig hard drive. Now, as soon as it came, I put in an extra 4 gig of RAM to take it up to 8 gig, and I removed the original 500 gig standard hard drive and I replaced it with an ultra-fast SSD hard drive. So, given the laptop at the time, this is only from my rough memory here, but I bought it about 18 months ago. It was around about 250, 275 quid for the laptop itself. It was a grade A, mint condition, fully warranted machine. And I thought that was really great value. And then I spent, I don't know, maybe 60, 70, 80 quid max on the RAM upgrade and my SSD as well. So I put that in, and so therefore I've got a machine which is an i5 with 8 gig of RAM with an SSD hard drive, which is completely fine for me. People will, I know, out there going, oh, well, I need an i7 processor and I need 64 gig of RAM. And maybe you do in your scenario, but I don't. Most of my stuff, which I do, is web-based, cloud-based, and I don't require too much local computing power. As long as it's quick to boot up, quick to respond to whatever it is I'm doing, that's fine for me. So it's perfect for that. This particular laptop, I'll just whip it out again, this particular ThinkPad, I suppose it might be hard to gauge on this video, but this is a really small laptop. It's a 12.5-inch screen, I think, on this one. So it's really small, it's really light, and it's got really long battery life, which is great as well. I think even though this is a refurb, it still has between kind of 4 to 6 hours if I really turned on all the power saving options. Let's say it's 4 to 5 hours for argument's sake, which is great. It's not Pixelbook territory, which is, again, that's a story for a different day. But again, the situations I'm in using this particular device, that is long battery life for me, and it's perfectly adequate for what I need. I wouldn't be for a longer period of time without plugging in somewhere anyway. So that is completely and utterly fine. So yeah, the saving over a similar-ish new spec laptop of the same quality, and bear in mind the build quality of these ThinkPads is superb. They are rock solid, really durable. I mean, I don't treat my laptops that great, I'll admit to that. I'm in and out the office so much. I'm normally running around from one thing to the other. It gets thrown in my laptop bag, it gets thrown in the car, gets chucked on the customer's desk whilst I'm working with them, comes back to the office and I'll be doing more work with it. It's in, out, in, out, in, out, getting thrown around. But even so, because it is built really well and it's really solid, it's not a huge problem for me. Now, the other advantage here is because I don't treat it that well, because it is only originally a refurbished laptop, I'm not that bothered about that. If I do chuck it around and it gets a scratch on it, or I slightly dink the case in maybe, it doesn't bother me because it was cheap to begin with. If this was a £2,000 MacBook Air, then I'll be so careful of it, but I'm so busy doing what I need to do, I don't want to be thinking about that. I just need to be able to just chuck it in, chuck it out, and not really care too much. And at this price, like I said, if I was silly enough to completely break it, it didn't cost me that much money to begin with, and I've already had 18 months use out of it. It wouldn't be the end of the world if I did unfortunately accidentally break it. I wouldn't be too gutted because it didn't cost that much. So the points I'm making here is it's a refurb machine. It suits all of my needs perfectly fine, this device, for the job that it does. It was cheap. I think I got 12 months warranty on this particular one, but you can get up to 3 years warranty. So if the warranty is your biggest concern, some of the warranties I see on refurbs are longer than what you get out of the box on a new computer. So bear that in mind. You don't need to be that worried. As long as it's coming from a reliable, solid supplier, you shouldn't have major concerns. It's just what suits your business as well. And like I've touched on in a previous video, it might be that you're a charity and you're on a tight budget and cost is a big deal for you. I get it completely. Consider refurb. You'll save money. It's just an obvious one. And likewise, you might have scenarios like I said where you've got guys going out on site and back and forth and things are going to get thrown around a bit. Consider refurbs, in my opinion. It is each to their own. There's no right or wrong here, but I just wanted to say, and show you that, look, I'm not just saying it. I genuinely have one and I genuinely use this, and this device is brilliant, and it is a refurb. It's absolutely brilliant. I love this device. So there we go. Real world example of what I use myself when it comes to a refurbished laptop, and that is the ThinkPad X240, if you are that interested. So if that's been helpful anyway around the ThinkPad X240 or refurbished laptops in general, please do smash the like button. It really helps with our channel. Please do subscribe. We're pushing out new content all the time, and please do use the links below to connect with me on Instagram, Twitter and LinkedIn. Thanks again. Bye bye.